Morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. So, I get a notification this morning. I wake up. Let me give you guys my routine. I wake up, I get ready, get my kids off to school, I get something to drink, my wife leaves for work, and then I usually prep up my morning show. But before I prep up my morning show, I usually take a look at the list of, what's recommended for me to watch. And I see this post, and I thought it was just going to be a great topic today. Just a great topic on my show today. And why? I'll be getting into it. But it's Nixium. He's been covering ESO content. But he said Classic WoW is coming in bold. A special thanks to you, to everyone in the community, And then when you play it, it's got the clock, countdown.
Guys, this is not a scripted video in any way, so please forgive me if I
My main thing is, you guys can go to his channel, check it out. I've said this multiple fucking times. The thing about it is, and I'm going to be referencing some other content creators. World of Warcraft players. Okay, first off, MMOs are like a drug. They're a psychological addiction. Okay? They are. Our favorite MMOs are our favorite MMOs for reasons. We become attached to these games. Regardless of how ungoddamn ethical or how shitty a game can be, we become attached to these specific games. Now, I have always had a tendency to find an excuse to leave MMOs, to try another MMO, or to test for companies, or, keep my eyes open. But along the lines, of course, I've had, biased opinions due to my experience in other games. But when it comes to this facade or this, belief that World of Warcraft players were going to stick their guns and not revert back to World of Warcraft is ludicrous. Okay, so let's point out the obvious first. And let me point out the obvious. As appalling as Blizzard is, Activision Blizzard recently is as a company, and I mean the word appalling, and a lot of players, and I will state the fact that a lot of players have disconnected themselves from Activision Blizzard. Some of the damage that they've done is irreversible. No matter what they come out with, some of the damage they've done to their loyal fan base is irreversible. So believe you and me when I say not everybody will be going back to World of Warcraft, but for the players and especially the content creators that were renowned for this specific game, and we see this in our genre and in our content creators, they become fixated, they become stuck, they become adherent to and complacent to the company's whim. Why? Because that's what they're known for. That's what they're associated with. And because of that, it's a scary thing for content creators to typically try to branch out, to seek other opportunities. Now, for a few of these content creators, they can adjust. They can pick up something that's appealing to their target audience, and they will do fine. But it has to be relatively within the same genre, right? It has to be. And for players like Nixium and others that are currently playing ESO, they're biding their time. That's all it was. They were biding their time. in classic WoW, and it's here. It's here. It's right in front of me on his channel. Classic WoW is coming. It's the evidence that once again, you know, presents itself to say, yes, we're going back to World of Warcraft. We're going back to where it all began. And I'm like, okay, this wasn't predictable whatso fucking ever. So yeah. So here we are. Here we are. This is how it all unfolds, boys and girls. This is how it all goes down. And I'll be honest with you. I have been tempted to log into ESO. I haven't. ESO has been one of my most favorite MMOs. But here's the big thing. I have to stand my ground. I have to be the voice of reason to say, are we going to keep tolerating the degradation of the game? Are we going to sit by and accept that with every DLC, with every chapter, we're getting worse performance? And we're comfortable with that? Because I'll be honest with you, companies don't give a shit as long as they keep making money. If they could get away with, putting, handing you a moped at the price of a motorcycle, they would happily do it. Though you're not going to get the performance that you expect for the price. That's just the way business works. If you're willing to pay for shit, you're going to get shit. Okay? That's just the way the world operates. Self-regulation in a corporation, yeah. Right. When it comes to reaping the money, believe you and me, there is no self-regulation. And I'm not against Nixium or any of the players. Now, a lot of people could argue that, oh, well, Elder Scrolls has better combat and Elder Scrolls has better graphics and there's a lot of things that I agree with why Elder Scrolls, in my mind, has better things than this game. But you got to understand there's emotional attachment. There's amount of, familiarity that goes into these games for players and why it's hard for certain players to let go. Even if they try something new, it is so hard to let go because of that familiarity, that nostalgia, that, addictive grasp they have on whether it be the lore, the combat, whatever have you. It's hard for us to let go. And I'm included in this, but I usually try to seek out other things and I'll dip my hands in a lot of things just to give it a try. Say, oh my God, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for me to go try something. And ESO presented that opportunity for me because of the performance. It was like, it's time. It's time for me to check other stuff out. And that's neither good or bad. It's just making my statement and saying, you know what? Why don't I give my money to a company that's either trying to establish itself or already has its establishment and it's reliable. That's my personal preference. Pick your poison. No game is perfect. Like in World of Warcraft, and here's the thing about Classic. I remember Classic. I remember vanilla World of Warcraft. It was, I was there. I would, leave on and off. Wow. Between expansions, and then I come back, and then I play it, then I raid, and then I PvP, and then I get whatever, then I leave again. And that was pretty much my existence in World of Warcraft up till Cataclysm. Wrath of the Lich King, I only came back for Cataclysm, and I came back for Legion. But Cataclysm, it just didn't pull me in, because I was really salty at Wrath of the Lich King. A lot of people rejoice about Wrath of the Lich King, but at that point, I was salty. I just got tired of, having to reconfigure new classes for an entire expansion because of optimization problems. And I was just like, I'm tired. I am so tired that we can't do a content unless you have X character or X build or this configuration. And the further along the lines it went, the more you saw all these radical changes influencing your what you've invested already into your characters. And I got tired of it. So for me, Wrath of the Lich King was my breaking point. Then like I said, I came back for Cat, and I was like, okay, whatever. Um, but my friends kept playing it, but I didn't. I was just like, I'm done. It's over with for me in World of Warcraft. I never did like the graphics much, but I understood the reason why. And then you have, like I said, you move on. You typically try to move on. And a lot of people would associate that. Like, World of Blizzard fucked up, BFA sucks. Activision has done it's over. It's over for World of Warcraft. Really? No. 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 And Classic is just that proof. Nixium posting this is that proof. Hell, heels versus babyface right here. This was another one. I love Az,
Critics.
but here's my problem with Az. And this is the only thing that disgusts me about the industry. This is what disgusts me about content creators and the goddamn audacity that they do this. So he talks Blizzard, down so much. It's like there's so many things with Blizzard on here. Former Blizzard, a lot of shit calling Blizzard out. And then all of a sudden, he posts this video.
Probably more major ones.
And
all day. Been trying to record this video for 2 hours. I'm just going to have to plough through, I'm afraid. So, looks like we're going to have our neighbour's sandblasting machine joining us today. Yay! The twat. Movement to the left. It's triggering it.
And then he's talking about painful. And he even says in his video, I don't know if I can resist the temptation. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You just bagged Blizzard for the last, 3 months. And then the announcement of the beta of Classic comes out. And it's like, yay, you know what? I should go back. Even though he's reported so much atrocity with the company. It's like, let's continue to support this company by playing Classic World of Warcraft. Makes fucking goddamn sense to me, right? The fucking hypocrisy is fucking deep as fuck. It's fucking crazy. It's cringy, to say the least. And that's what gets me. And then he talks about, Kotaku's spreading of, hate with their articles. And it's like, what are you doing, man? You sit here and you rag on a company. You report I love I love some of the things that he reports on. But it's not just It's not just Nixium. It's not just anybody. It's the culture. It's the culture. It festers. It grows. Right? It decays and spreads. And it actually, is consuming to us as a community. And I have always said one thing. I really wish there was more companies that had integrity. And sure, there's always going to be, problems along the way for any studio, any publisher. There's going to be problems. There's going to be controversy. There's going to be little things that pop up that you wish you could have done better, that maybe you should have done better. But to literally dismiss your target audience altogether, to literally report an all-time high, lay off 800 employees, but then turn around and hire a CFO for 14 point something million in total pension and benefits. And now, and with the worst reviews in BFA, let's support Blizzard once again with a game that's just, it's already been done, and it's just a relaunch, and everybody says, yay, everything's forgiven. Boy. Wow. So, did you really expected them to stay with ESO or this game or that game? You really expect them? No. Like I've always said it, Elder Scrolls universe is my favorite universe due to the lore. The games, as much as I've enjoyed what quality was put into them, I never appreciated any Bethesda bug. And I've never played a Bethesda game that was not bugged. So that's always been the problem. And a lot of everybody's like, oh, there's always bugs. Well, Bethesda bugs are special. They're special. Like Todd said, they're special. Absolutely, man. They are definitely special. It's pretty bad when, 20 years later, I can recant all of the hiccups in, my first experiences with Elder Scrolls and Bethesda games. It's like, oh my God, I remember that. So, but they are special. I will give them that. So, my popularity has been kind of decreasing, and I don't give a shit. I've just checked out the comments, and, everybody, here's the funny thing. If you are a player who talks shit, right? You talk shit, and you support the company you're talking shit about financially, you need to take time and reflect what's important to you. And now, if you're a satisfied customer, obviously, you have no complaints. That's cool. And I understand a lot of people are like, I love the game, that's why I complain. I get that. I understand that more than most. I do. But there comes a breaking point. There becomes a limit. There becomes a time in which you have to literally sit down and say, why, and ask yourself, why am I playing this game? And why am I supporting this company? And why do I not learn my lesson? It's like the people, I told my one friend, I was like, it's like people that we know that were in, I know a lot of people who battled with addictions, right? And I have a very good friend, lifelong friend of mine, who battles with addiction, with drugs and such. And he's always trying to get better. And he's a good guy. He's a great guy, actually. But he's always finding excuses why he falls back into addiction. And I said this, I said, I appreciate you wanting to break free. I appreciate that you understand that there's a problem. But unless you cut yourself off from anybody who's associated with this type of behavior, you're never going to get free. You have to cut it off at the source, right? To break free. It doesn't matter how many times you go to rehab. It doesn't. That's the first thing that we're taught. I mean, I was in like a rehab, like not a full, like whatever. I had to go through a counseling thing. I had, I partaked in drugs and alcohol in my younger days. I have been clean for 20 years, so I'm very much a happy person now. But the first thing that we're told is once you leave, once you finish this program, there's nothing stopping you from going back except yourself. That's it. That's the only thing that's holding you back from falling back into it. And video games is no exception. You know, we're walking into an abusive relationship, and that's what it is. It's an abusive relationship where we're exploited, and we're told and we're given all these little things. Oh, it's okay. We care about you. Don't go anywhere. And then all of a sudden they beat the fuck out of you. And then they tell you, oh, wait, don't leave. We're handing you new perks. Yeah, but it's not getting better. Well, hey, look at this new mount. Look at this new mount. Oh, wait, we're bringing Classic back. We know we fucked up. We fucked up. We're going to make it right with you guys. Okay, we're going to bring back what it used to be like when we first met. You know, that good feeling, right? It's going to be good. Don't go anywhere. Keep your money. I mean, stay here. You know, it's interesting. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to take time out to literally ask you guys if you were naive to believe that these people, we're all humans, were really going to say, fuck Blizzard, fuck Activision, those motherfucking dirty bastards have, broken the last straw. No. Because Blizzard just was like, you know what, guys? Here it is. It's classic. It's right here. It's, we're sorry. And they go running back. Not everybody, because those who understand their addiction, like Deltia, I give it up to D. Because Deltia is like, I've got to walk away from Elder Scrolls. I love the game, but it's a problem. And I have to walk away. And we know this. We know that at some point in time, for whatever reason, if we're going to break away, it has to be all or nothing. And that's the only reason I haven't logged into Elder Scrolls. It's like, look, I cannot justify playing a game that performs with such piss poor quality. And until my expectations are met, why should I yield and give anybody any satisfaction for something that I, in any other product, would deem to be unacceptable? Okay? Some people can stick to their guns, others cannot. And if you honestly thought that World of Warcraft players were going to come over, regardless of the graphics, regardless of anything, of what they said, that they were going to stay with ESO and they weren't going to go back to WoW, you were high as a fucking kite. All right, there you guys have it. Once again, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystics MMOs. I want to thank you guys for watching. And as always, have a nice day.